When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. That will be there, the seat of sin, where the place. Upon the heath! There to meet with Macbeth. I come, Grey Malkin. Anon! Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight of revolt, the new state.
This is a sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didn't leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of kerns and gallows glasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling. Showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoke with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman,
Whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break. So from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
not this, our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion, if I say soothe, I must report they were, as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am faint, my grashes cry for help.
Well, thy words become thee, as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go get him, surgeon. Who goes there?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
The haste looks through his eyes, so should he look, that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king!
Camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norway banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by his most disloyal traits. The Thine of Cador began a dismal conflict to the Bellons. Bridegroom laughed at proof, confronted him with self-comparison, point against point, rebellish arms, giant's arms curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now, Sweno the Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Colm's Inch $10,000 to our general.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister? Killing's the wine!
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I.
Aroint thee witch, the rump-fed Runon cries. Her husband's to elope, gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve, I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou'rt kind,
And I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. I'd shipment's card, I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day. Hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look at what I have.
Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, racked as homeward he did come.
A drum. Macbeth doth come. We're sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land. Thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far it's called to forest? What are these? So withered, so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of earth. And yet, our aunt, live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once here choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be woman, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
Hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cador! All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor hate. Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy yet, much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By the synth death I know that I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospects of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophet greetings. Speak, I charge you.
Where are they vanished?
Into the air. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on this insane brute that takes the reason prisoner?
Your child shall be king,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too. Went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happier received Macbeth the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend, which should be thine and his silence. With that,
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
and for an earnest of our greater honor, he bade me from him call thy Thane of Cador, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What can the devil speak true?
Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you address me in borrowed robes?
Who as the Thane lives yet, be under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wreck. I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the great is behind me. Thanks for your plans. Do you not hope your children shall be king? And when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown. Beside, the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with the honest trifles, to betrays the deepest consequence. Cousin, a word I pray.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. The supernatural celestic cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth, I am Thane of Cawdor? If good, why do I yearn to that suggestion whose horrid image makes my seated heart knock at my ribs? Presents fear are less than horrible imagings, my thoughts whose murder yet is but fantasy. Shake no single state of man, that function is smothered in sunrise, and nothing is but what is not. If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without a stir? Come, what come may, time the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are regarded where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us towards the king. Think upon what hath changed, and to more time, the intrigue having waited, it lets us speak our free hearts, each to
Very gladly.
till then enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoken with one who saw him die, who did report that very frankly he would confess his treason, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owned, as 'twas a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy, do then, more than all can pay.
Service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness, part is to receive our duties are to your throne, and states and children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor, to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton as fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deserves. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not for you. I'll be myself the hambinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humble, and take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor, true worthy Banquo. He is full, so valiant, and his in commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
I mean the day of success, when I buried in desire to question them farther, they made themselves air into which they vanished. While I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came massives from the king, who all hailed me, Thane of Cador, by which title before these weird sisters, saluted me and referred me to the coming of one time, which hail king that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner, of the greatness, that thou mightest not lose the due of rejoicing by being ignorant. And what greatness is promised thee, lay it to the heart. And farewell, Glamis, thou art, and Cador, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear the nature, it is too full oath, milk of human kindness, to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should be attended it. What you thou wouldn't highest, thou wouldn't thou holy, wouldn't not play false, and yet wouldn't wrongly win. Thunders have great glamish, by which cries thus must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, than wishes should be undone. That I may be poor my spirits, in thine ear, and chasten with the valour of my tongue all that I impede thee from the golden round which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowded withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou mad to say it, is not thy master with him, who word so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him.
He brings great news! The raven himself is horns that crooks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlement. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top, full of durest cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop of the access, and passage to remorse, that no computations visiting of nature shake me, feel purpose, nor keep peace between the fet and it. Come to my woman's breast, and take my milk for gall. You murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substantions you wait on nature's mischief, come, thick night, and pile thee in the dunnest smoke of hell. that my keen eyes see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
And
Lemus, worthy Cador, thy letters has transported me beyond.
my dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall, son, that marrows your sea efface. My Thane is a book where men may read strange matters. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flowers, but be the serpent undereth. He that's coming must provide for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give sovereign sway and masterdom.
Speak further.
Only look up clear to the altar. Favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nibbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve, by his loved mansionary, that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed, and procreated cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Hurrying I teach you how you shall bid. God yield us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service and every point twice done, and then done double. We're poor and single, done. Business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesties loads our house for those of old, and the late dignities heaped up them. We rest, ye hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath hope. Him to him, his home before us, fair and noble hostess. We are your guests tonight. Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have ye asked for me?
No, you not, that has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He has honored me of late, and I have brought golden options from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside as soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale? And what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love, art thy afreard, to be the same in thine own, and act valor. As thou art in desire, wouldst thou have that which thou esteem the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not, wait upon I would, like the poor cat. Ouch.
Pity peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dare do more is none.
What beast was then that made you brave this enterprise to me? When you dost do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be. so much more than the man, nor time nor place, did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and you know how tender ties to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it's smiling in my face, the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
And if we should fail?
We fail! But screw your courage to this sickling place, and will not fail when Duncan is asleep. His 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the wonder of the brain, shall be affirm, and the receipt of reason a lampic only when in swinish sleep. Their drenched nature lie as in a dead. What cannot you I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great clue?
Bring forth men, children only. For thy undaunted mantle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, and used their very own daggers that they have done?
Who dares to seize it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour row upon his death?
I am settled and bent up, each corpsel against to the terrible feet. Away and mock the time with fairest shows. False faces must hide what the false heart doesn't know.